Let's now go through that same process once again, but with the spare tire. I'm going to spin around back here and let's take a look at this. This time I want to leave everything visible and I want to just show you what it does. So let's switch from the tire to the spare tire here. And once again, we can get rid of this layer. We don't need that. Let's go over to our texture set settings. And as you can see, we don't have any texture maps here yet. I'm going to go ahead and click on the Bake Mesh Maps. And in here, we need to change that high definition mesh. We still have tire underscore high here. Let's select this, hit the minus button here, and remove that. Now let's open this up again, and let's go find that spare tire high. Here it is, right here, spare tire underscore high. We'll click open, and there it is. So now we've got that put in there. Let's scroll down here and make sure we've got by mesh name selected, and we've got underscore high and underscore low. Let's also go back to the ambient occlusion because look at what happens. Whereas many of these settings stay in this panel when you close it, this one always changes back to always. So you need to come in here and click on only same mesh name to get that back to that setting. Now we've got the spare tire selected. We've selected only same mesh name. Let's come down here and click this bake spare tire and let's see what happens. Now it may look as if it's rebaking all of these other textures, but it isn't. This is what I wanted to show you. It's actually changing this menu up here, changing the view each time it goes to a new map. So you can see it doing it here, but all these others have still already been built, right? So it's just going through each of these different views. So I've had some questions about, is it rebaking all of these other things as it's doing this? And it isn't. It's just doing the ones that we've selected. And once again, I didn't put the vertex color on the high poly object. I put it on the low poly, which means we're getting this error once again. And here we go. It's all done. Let's click OK. And now we can see that normal map on the spare tire as well. Okay, so now we can add some texture to this. Let's go back to the rubber materials here, and this vulcanized one is the one I used before, so let's just drag that straight in. Now this one is going to be a little bit newer and not as dirty as this one here, right? I mean, these are on and being used. This one is up here, so I want it to be a little bit shinier, but I still want a bit of dirt. So let's go ahead and add a black mask, and we'll add a generator. Go back to the Properties tab here and click on the dirt generator here. Now let's invert it here, turn that on. And now let's go grab that dirt color we used on the first tire. Let's click on the tire texture set, and let's right-click, copy, and let's go back to the spare tire and paste this in here. Paste. I'll click on the mask so we can see that dirt generator, and I'll select this and then drag it right into here. There we go. Now we can see it there, and that's a little too much. Let's click on the dirt generator and let's bring that dirt level down quite a bit, because as I said, I want this to be a little bit newer than the other one. Maybe not quite that much. Maybe something like this, as if some dirt has gotten on it just from being here, but it hasn't been used a whole lot. There we go. So something like that. And let me look at the two. So this is pretty good, although maybe I'll select this color here, the tire color, and let's come up here and increase the roughness just a little bit, because it isn't brand new, right? And then let's come over to the tire again, and I'd like to work on the color here. I feel like this is now not light enough. I'm going to bring this up just a bit, bring that value up so it's a little bit lighter. Maybe something like that. That may be too much. I think it is too much, so I'll bring it back down a hair. So I'm just trying to compare the two. This one here, because it's been used, is going to be older and a little more dirty, and this one is going to be newer and a little cleaner. That's all I'm trying to do here. So maybe I will come back into the dirt on this. I'll select the mask, select the dirt generator, and let's bring the dirt level up just a bit. And maybe I'll even bring that grunge up just a bit too. Yeah, so I'm just trying to compare the two. That's all. All right. Yeah, so I think if I compare the two now, that's kind of what I'm looking for there. Yeah. One's a little bit newer, one's a little bit more used. Yeah, okay. All right, so now what we need to do is think about adding some more dirt up here, I think, because we've got this dirt here, we've got this dirt in here, but there isn't a whole lot up front. You'd think there'd be more dirt up here if we've got dirt back here, right? So what let's do is in the next video, let's work on creating a few paint layers and coming in here and doing a little hand painting. In addition, if we scroll way down here or zoom in, you can see this piece right here and this piece over here has no color. And that sometimes happens when a piece is really small on a UV map. It can miss putting the colors on it. And to fix that, we can go in and actually hand paint this color on these pieces and clean that up. So those are the two things I think I'd like to do with a little bit of hand painting. Add some dirt and do a little touch up here. So that's coming up next.